Welcome to Massage Chair Relief Live, the podcast designed to educate, inform, discuss, and critique the relatively new massage chair industry. Join your host, Dr. Alan Widener, to become a massage chair expert and avoid multiple pain points in your search for the perfect massage chair.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Alan Widener from Massage Chair Relief, and today is our bi-weekly massage chair industry update for Monday, April 7th, 2025. Welcome to my broadcast today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this, whether it's live or whether you're watching it on our social media or YouTube platforms. We have, on everyone's mind right now are the tariffs, and we saw the tariffs for China go from 10% up to 20%. Now I understand it's going to go up maybe another 30%. And I'm not clear if the total is 54% or if the increase is going to be 34 more percent. But that is something that is on the minds of I think everybody, and then for me particularly about the effect it's going to have on the massage chair industry. Now we have heard from Osaki Titan, Ogawa, which is Ogawa and Kozia and JP Medics. We've also heard from Infinity. We've also heard from Human Touch. And we've heard from Furniture for Life. And so far, except for Furniture for Life, most of the chair prices have stayed the same. So what we're seeing then is an increase in the cost of the chairs, which is being paid for originally by the importers of the chairs, so the distributors, whether that's Osaki, Infinity, Human Touch, whatever. And then you typically expect that charge, that cost, the additional tariffs to be passed on to us, the middlemen, or the retailers, and then passed on to the customer. Well, as of this point, the costs on some of the chairs have been passed on to us. And so we're paying a little bit more for the cost of the chair, but nothing in terms of retail price has been changed for the most part that I'm aware of with most of these massage chair companies. The massage chair companies are trying to absorb most of that cost along with us, the retailers. Now, as I said, Furniture for Life increased the prices of their positive posture chairs and also their OCO chairs, which we don't carry, but they've had some significant price increase on those chairs, $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the model. Now we received notification from Infinity and from Human Touch and from Osaki that and we haven't heard the complete rundown from Ogawa yet. They were going to have new pricing out by the 9th of this month. We'll see if that happens this week. But the other companies have told us that even though the costs are going up, they want to keep their retail prices the same. And so we will be seeing, we're going to be seeing more and more of this. And of course, everything's very fluid right now in the minds of the consumer. We think that, we've been told there's tariffs that are coming, reciprocal or reciprocity tariffs. But until we get actual numbers from our suppliers, we can't tell you much more than what I've just told you. So, and that's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect the cheap, inexpensive chairs that you'll see online. It's going to affect the heavier priced chairs, the more heavy or higher priced premium chairs. It's going to affect everything. It's also going to affect parts. So the parts that'll be shipped from China to the U.S. for these particular companies, they will also be affected by the tariffs. So it's not just the chairs themselves, parts will be affected as well. So anyways, I just want you to be aware that we are very aware and we're on top of whatever we hear from our suppliers. I will pass on to you so you don't have to be kept in the dark about massage chairs or what you can expect. However, having said all that, I would strongly recommend getting a massage chair now because these tariffs are going to be applied to new shipments. And so if you're buying a chair that's in stock now, as soon as the chair that you're interested in goes out of stock and they bring in a new shipment from China, tariffs will be added to those costs and the retail prices may be affected. So And I don't mean to sound like I'm making it sound overly urgent or anything like that, but it is kind of urgent with these costs going up. We are going to see retail prices change. So again, in terms of what I've just explained to you, if you're interested in getting a massage chair and you're thinking about it and you're going to thinking about putting it off until Christmas or Black Friday or even Mother's Day or Father's Day, I would think again. I would. You could still buy for those events and for those those holidays and those special days, but I would order sooner than later to avoid the probability of increased retail prices. Okay, if you have any more questions about tariffs, feel free to comment on this video or call us at 888-259-5380. For, if you have any specific questions, you feel free to call, and I'm available also to take calls. So reach out with any questions you might have. We had our live broadcast, Massage Chair Relief Live, a couple of weeks ago with Human Touch, and we had Kathy Liu and Dale Shepard and Eric Beatty back again, and they were talking about the Human Touch Supernovo X, which is their new great chair, and it's a good chair. We like it. It's a strong chair. It has the teardrop doors that raise up and down, so you can get in from the sides if you're incapacitated or if you're unable to back in from the front and fall into the chair, as most people do. This chair has the side doors and also has the interchangeable armrest colors or the panels on the armrest and the leather leather pads that you sit on. So there's interchangeable colors. You can have whatever combination of colors you want. And they have a sale, they had a sale. I'm not sure how long that sale went, but anyways, it was a sale about getting the pads, either the pads or the side panels, upgrading them to the luxury versions for free. One of them, one or the other, not both. Also, but it was a good chit chat. So if you want to go back to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, you can see that live broadcast recording, and you can also see it or listen to it on our podcast. So if you go to podcast.co or go to our website and go to the education tab and scroll down to the podcast, you can listen to the audio version of the live broadcast and any of our live broadcasts, including this one, including our industry updates. So if you're interested in that, go to the website and or go even to your own app, Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever. You can subscribe from there. And if you do subscribe, you'll be notified of every subsequent episode, and that'll be something you don't have to worry about. Then you'll just be notified of it. And you can listen to it if you want. I have, people ask all the time, can a massage chair help with headaches? Can it help with sciatica? Can it help with backaches? Can it help with shoulder pain? And all of those conditions or pain syndromes can be helped based on what it is that's causing the pain. So let's say, for example, you have a headache and you have a true migrainous headache, which means it's the blood vessels. That's what's creating the problem with the headaches. Some people have a stress headache where they feel the pain or the aching in their neck and the base of their skull or even their shoulders, and the headache pain goes around their head. Those are typically called cervicogenic headaches, which means they originate from the cervical spine. And those are typically helped by chiropractic, massage therapy, and therefore massage chairs. And if it's those muscles, it will help. If you have migraine, you think you have migraine pain, but it's really the cervicogenic stress headache, which it does mimic, that will help. It will help you also. But if you have a true migraine pain, a true migraine headache that's vascular, or if you have cluster headaches, which also have a different genesis than the neck muscles, the chairs may not help. They might, but they may not. But again, try them before you buy them. But sciatica, same thing. We find that a lot of people respond to sciatica pain, but it depends on what the sciatica pain is. The root of the pain is it the piriformis muscle? That's the muscle that kind of runs from your hip to your sacrum to your tailbone. And that muscle can get very spastic. and and oftentimes the sciatic nerve goes right through that muscle. So if that muscle becomes spastic in a piriformis syndrome, or we've seen women who are pregnant, where the body, the biomechanics of the pelvis and the whole spine changes. Well, in those cases, the piriformis muscles are affected, and the roller traction, the roller track of the SL or L track chairs can help, because those rollers go down your back and under your butt and massage the glutes and the piriformis muscle underneath your seat. And that can help you. As a matter of fact, sciatica can also be caused by not just nerve impingement, if you will, by the piriformis muscle, but also by impingement by arthritis or degeneration occurring to the segments at the lower part of the spine. And if those L4, L5, S1 nerves are coming through and they're impinged in any way, that can create sciatica. Now, the arthritis, the chairs cannot reverse arthritis, but the rollers can induce motion to the arthritic joints down there. And by inducing motion, and those joints don't get a lot of movement. I mean, just throughout the course of the day, you can turn left and right, and that the degree of change might only be 1 to 3 degrees. So it's not like there's a huge swing of motion in your low back when you are rolling or moving, going about daily business. But just 1 or 2 or 3 degrees can affect the function of that segment, those segments. And if those are locked up and they're degenerated and they're your body's on the way to bone spurs that are eventually going to fuse to stabilize that area, the rollers may, before that fusion happens, those rollers may induce localized motion to those low back segments and give you a break or some relief from your sciatic pain. But it's primarily the muscular component that massage chairs help. So headaches, same thing. The suboccipital muscles, the paraspinal muscles, the levator scapula muscles, and even the traps, all those muscles can affect headaches. They can cause these cervicogenic or stress headaches that originate from the neck. And so that's why massage chairs help a lot of these things. Now, we're not saying that massage chairs are a cure for headaches or a cure for sciatica. It all depends on what muscles are being involved and what segments of the spine are being involved. And when the rollers go over those segments and relax those muscles or induce motion into those joints, it can relieve duress on the muscles that create these problems, like sciatica, like headaches. And the same goes for other things like hip pain, shoulder pain, and the shoulder pain, whether it's the top of the shoulder or between the shoulder blades or on the sides of the shoulders. It all depends on what you have and what's going on in your body to be able to know if a massage chair can benefit you. But the best way to know is by trying them. And I remember when we were doing the trade shows, I don't do those much anymore, but we did a lot of trade shows in the early goings of this business 20 years ago. And I remember many times people coming back after sitting on the chairs and going back into the trade show, coming back and saying, you know what, that got rid of my headache. And it kind of shocked people. They didn't know that a massage chair could help that. Most people associate massage chairs with your back, your low back, your mid back, and it does help that. But there's some other things that are affected by the musculature that can, and by motion of the spine, that can help. So anyways, I just thought I would go over that with you in case you're wondering, can a massage chair help me if I have such and such a problem, or such and such like, I have carpal tunnel? Can it help carpal tunnel? And that's a whole other discussion we could get into. Can it help my hand pain, because my hands are getting old? And I'm talking about myself. And I popped my knuckles as a kid, and I don't recommend that because the joints get thick and fattened over the years because of hypermobility, too much motion in the joints from popping it and stretching all those ligaments. That the massage chair, can it give some relief to it? In some cases it can. I love getting my hands massaged by my massage chair, but that's because I have this arthritic business. And by the way, if you have arthritic conditions, and I'm not talking about rheumatoid, I'm talking about degenerative, like osteoarthritis, you'll find that a chair will help in a lot of ways, simply because of what I mentioned before. It'll induce motion into those joints that are starting get like, you know, as you get older, it's hard for you to turn your head and turn your back. It's because the joints are starting to degenerate. Your muscles and your scar tissue and everybody has scar tissue in their body, but that scar tissue is restricting motion. Those rollers will come in and they just wake everything up, and they do wonders for people that have these kinds of issues. But if you want to know for sure if it's going to help you, I would suggest going into a massage chair store and trying them out. And sometimes you will know pretty quick. You will know pretty quick if that helps. And you might sit in a showroom for half an hour or an hour and come out of there going, holy cow, I can move. I can bend forward. I can turn my head. We see that all the time in our showrooms. So you might be pleasantly surprised what a massage chair can help you with. And don't forget, I've mentioned this before a couple of times, but we did a survey last year of customers who bought chairs from us. And in the survey, we asked 2 questions. What was the condition or the problem or the pain that brought you in or that made you start looking at massage chairs? And it's not just pain. Some wanted stress relief and relaxation. And then we asked, did it help? And about 92% of the people that filled out the survey, and that was about 300, 300, all of the 300, 90, about 90, it was 91.6% or something like that. But 91 to 92% of them said, yes, the chair did help with the condition that I was seeking to alleviate with a chair. So the massage chair therapy is very, very good. I didn't have a 92% success rate as a chiropractor. As a matter of fact, I don't know very many that would. But these chairs, for some reason, just dig in areas. And it's like having multiple people working on your spine at one time, somebody working on your upper back, some working on your lower back, some working on your hands, some working on your calves and feet. These chairs provide a pretty comprehensive massage of your whole body. Anyways, I've probably gone a little bit too long about that, but I want you to just be aware that these chairs can help things that you may not have expected that it would help you. All right. And then finally, as you may or may not know, we have for years now, we've been donating a portion of every sale to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I don't talk about this much anymore, but I'm bringing it up because from time to time, Make-A-Wish revamps their website, and the individual donation pages like mine, Alan Wider at Massage Chair Relief, they get messed up and they have to reconfigure everything. And they're going through that right now. And because this happens almost every year, every 2 years, whenever they make a change to their website, this affects us and other donors. They have to go in and reconfigure it. Now they're working on a system where it'll be permanent. So if you go on my website and you click the Make-A-Wish Foundation that we donate to it, and we have links throughout our website. I'm sorry, it goes to a page that's not active right now, and we hope to have that worked out. They've been working on it for over a week, and hopefully we'll have it figured out within the next week or two. But anyways, I just wanted you to, and it's a good opportunity for me to remind you that we donate a portion of every chair sale to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And in my office, I have little awards for certain levels of donation, like when we did $10,000, when we did 50, when we did 100,000. And I think we're at about 110, or I think it's even more than that, but we haven't seen the update on our form, but on our website, the Make-A-Wish. And by the way, our website, Make-A-Wish website, is on the Make-A-Wish Foundation website and server. But I think the last was around 110,000, something like that. But that's because of you. That's because of you buying a chair from us and us donating to that cause. And we want to have that on our website so you can see that we're not just blowing smoke up your butt and telling you that we're donating to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and we're not really doing it. We are doing it. And we're very proud of it. I'm extremely proud of it. I have 6 kids. I got 6 grandkids, and I've got one daughter who has type 1 diabetes. And I am real big advocate for children's health. And I tell you, the first time I went to a Make-A-Wish office was here in Utah when I first was thinking about the idea when I was in practice as a chiropractor. And they said, "Well, come down to our office. They have a big office, or a fairly sized office here in Utah." And I went down there, and the lady that I had the appointment scheduled with, she said, "Well," she told the receptionist to tell me that I'll be there soon, and she'll be there soon and just walk around and take the sights. Well, they have a big wall there with tons of these stories of these Make-A-Wish children. And I'm an emotional guy. I get emotional about all kinds of things. I mean, I cried when Wayne Gretzky got traded to the Los Angeles Kings. in 1988. And I cried when Guy Lafleur, who was a famous hockey player, retired. And I cried when, and of course, I cry about other things that are even more important, like if my kids are having a hard time or if they're doing something that they accomplish something great or whatever, or I'm expressing my feelings like this. I'm an emotional guy. Well, when I was in that Make-A-Wish Foundation, I was only looking at these stories for about 5 minutes. Then the lady came in that I had the appointment with, and I couldn't talk. I was weeping, like I had tears running down my cheeks. And it was embarrassing. And she just smiled and she said, this is what she says, I know. That's all she said. I know. And so I'm sure I'm not the first one that went in there and bawled like a baby. And I'm a 65-year-old man. And that stuff I find that I get very emotional with stuff like that, especially with kids. And I love kids, and I love my kids, and I love being a father and a grandfather. But anyways, Make-A-Wish Foundation, special organization. And I think they just celebrated, was it 25 years, or I can't remember. I got an email about it, but the first wish child, his name was Chris, in Arizona, and he wanted to be a policeman. And the police department came and gave him his uniform, gave him a badge, and they drove him around. And anyways, and I believe that boy passed away. But if you don't know, the Make-A-Wish Make-A-Wish Foundation donates grants wishes to children that have life-threatening diseases, many of which are terminal. And so it's a great organization, a great cause. I'm very, very proud of the fact that we donate to them and have been doing it for years, and we'll continue to do so as long as I own this company and I have a mouth to speak. But anyways, that's it for this week. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please feel free to thumbs up, like us on our YouTube channel, and help us spread the word about massage chairs by sharing this video or any of our videos with your friends and family on your social media platforms. We do appreciate you helping us spread the word. I'm Dr. Alan Widener from Massage Chair Relief, and I will see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Massage Chair Relief Live podcast. Subscribe to this podcast and be notified of each episode. Check out our main website at massagechairrelief.com for much more valuable information on the massage chair industry and marketplace.